Hi, everybody, and welcome to SpectrumWorld TV. If you are a parent, an adult, taking care of an adult child on the autistic spectrum or with another developmental disability, we all have a question that starts to haunt us in the back of our head. Maybe when we're alone at night, maybe when we're in the car, maybe when we're sitting at the dinner table. Okay? The question is simple, but yet it's profound. What will happen to my child after I'm gone? It's not a question that people want to talk about. But every caregiver eventually has to address it. I started this conversation in one of the previous videos. But we have just scratched the surface. There's so much more to discuss. For many caregivers, the realization of this question, it doesn't come out of the blue, right? It comes slowly. It creeps up on you. I like to think of the metaphor of a snowball rolling down a hill. As it progresses, it gets bigger and bigger and builds momentum, right? Until eventually it becomes a force that must be reckoned with, okay? So when the school services stop because your child ages out, the ball gets a little bigger, right? When your child is on a waiting list 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and they've hardly moved at all, the ball's building momentum, right? And it eventually just hits you like a sledgehammer. But the system is designed for adults. The system is primarily designed to help children with intellectual or developmental disabilities. Yes, there's a system for adults, but it's not nearly as robust, if I can use that term. Okay? So, when you're dealing with this question and you're taking care of your child, it becomes plainly obvious that you are their number one advocate. You are the safety net. You're the one who looks out after them. So what happens when you're gone? Who will look after them? What happens to the safety net? Now, my personal experience so far, I have my son Charles. He's 25 with severe autism and learning disabilities as well. So we've had our great times and we've had our challenging times, successes and failures, moments of stability and then moments of crisis. Okay? And then we've had group homes. Some were successful, some were horrible failures. We've had wait lists. I don't know if he ever actually got off a wait list. Usually something else came up before he got off the wait list. Now, today Charles is in a group home and he's doing very well. They love him. They take care of him. And he's safe. And I feel good about it. But that's today. It's not tomorrow. We know how high the turnover rate is for caregivers, right? Staff's going to change at the group home. His roommates are going to change, right? People move, for whatever reason, right? So it's good now, but that's no guarantee that it's going to be good next week or next month or next year. And if I'm not here, who's going to advocate for him? Well, the state. Who's going to make him safe? Who's going to make sure that he's okay? These are the questions that haunt us, I think. Okay, now, they're hard, right? Because, sorry, my notes. This is hard because we realize that after they exit the school system, they are left with agencies, social services, right, and programs, right? But a caregiver, a parent who is a caregiver, is neither a program, a service, or an agency, right? We are the ones who know our child. We are the ones who knows or understand the triggers and understands what can calm them down. We're the ones who are aware of his personality traits and his quirks and the things that he likes and doesn't like, right? We are the ones that are best equipped to deal with the meltdown. And as we think about the future and ponder what's going to happen, we realize the system ultimately can only provide a service, right? But love, genuine concern and care, those are much harder to come by. Not impossible, just harder. Most caregivers, I think, realize something important. Now, no single program is going to be able to replace you, right? No single program, service, or whatever. The future of our children will depend on the structures that we set in place before we are gone. These structures include housing, finance, support network, right? It includes identifying guardians, potential guardians. It includes helping to establish relationships that will essentially outlast us, right? That there are going to be others who will come along who genuinely care for our child. Maybe it's another relative, maybe it's a friend, who knows, okay? Now, at SpectrumWorld, I created this because I realized, I did some researching, there are literally millions of aging adults who have adult children with intellectual or developmental disabilities. Millions. With aging adults in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and beyond. Okay. But what if we can begin to help each other so that we're all not facing this one question by ourselves or with our spouse, right? What if we can form a community that works together to help others answer this fundamental question? You see, it's a path we are on. Some of us have already walked this path further than others, right? Now, just as a caveat, I haven't answered this question myself. I've got a long way to go. But I do know that I'm farther ahead than others. I'll just put myself somewhere in the middle. What if we helped each other answer that fundamental question? If we shared our knowledge, our insights, expertise, and equipped each other. Okay. SpectrumWorld is an attempt to create a place where these conversations can happen. Let's say that again. SpectrumWorld is an attempt to create a place, a space, where these conversations can happen. So I want to ask you something. And if you're comfortable, I want to know if you'll make a comment. Okay? I want to know what in the future worries you the most. Is it housing, right? Is it guardianship? Is it financial security? Okay? Or is it something completely else? I don't know, right? But I would really love if you would share your concerns in the comments below. Then I can get back to you, share my thoughts, and then we can dialogue and start talking to each other. That would be great. Okay? That's why I created SpectrumWorld. That's it. That's the heart of the whole thing. And so what I would like to do at this point is I would like to encourage you to subscribe to this channel if what I'm saying resonates with you. I also have a newsletter, a monthly newsletter that's free that I'm launching soon. I would love to put you on the list, and you can sign up for that if you wish. Information and links are in the description of this video. So I think that's it for now. But let's get this ball rolling. Let's start the conversation and keep the conversation going. Okay? That's it for now. Thank you for joining me today. And don't forget, I see you.